the Utica City School District, which has really the biggest challenge when it comes to these state regulations and guidance from New York State because of the size of the school. Bruce Karam, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, good morning, Bill. Thank you for having me.
All right. So you guys made the decision the other night that you need to remain virtual for a period going forward, and it was based on busing, that the number of drivers, Birnie did not have the number that was needed. I didn't take your decision to be disparaging in any way to Birnie Bus, but it does seem like they've taken it that way, as they came out yesterday and said that has nothing to do with it. They could handle the busing that you need. What's going on here?
Well, Bill, we've been meeting with Birnie Bus officials at least 8 times over the last few months, so going back to June, to get ready and gear up for the opening of school in September. Also, during that time, we were putting together our opening school plans, which we had all completed and submitted as required by the state on July 31st. The bus company was told back in June to gear up and get ready as if we were opening up like a normal school year, to make sure that we have enough drivers ready to go.
Yeah.
And, they were fully aware of this. Over these meetings, when we started to get information, like a list of bus drivers, and when they put the routes together, match up the routes against the bus drivers.
Yep.
There's not enough bus drivers, and then there's no substitutes. So on any given day, you have bus drivers that call in sick, and there's no substitute bus drivers. So the math is not there. The Utica City School District was ready to move and open up using the hybrid model. But if you don't have sufficient bus drivers, it cannot be done. We cannot, especially in the cold weather coming, having students waiting on street corners to be picked up.
Yep.
Do you have a contract with them to provide service throughout the whole school year? And does this affect that contract at all? Are you still paying them even though they're not busing kids?
Yes, we have a contract with them. But right now, our school district attorney is handling that matter. Like everybody knows, the governor of the state of New York closed school districts back on March 16th. So from March 16th till the end of the school year, there were no students being picked up. So right now, our school district attorney is handling that matter.
All right.
Handling that matter. So were they paid for the last part of last school year, or you're disputing that?
No, not as of yet, but that is a contractual, the way the contract is written. And again, I have to refer that to our legal counsel.
Understood.
Because this is public tax money, tax dollars. We just can't pay people.
Sure.
We have to go by what's in the contracts.
Yeah.
And that is why the school board attorney is handling that.
All right.
So how long does this delay your integrated hybrid learning for? A week, 2 weeks, a month? You have to wait for them to come back and say, okay, we have the number that you require?
Well, that's a very good question. What we have done is sent another letter to them requesting a meeting, and also for a written proposal if there are any alternatives, so that we can review it and see how it applies to the elementary students, of which we have 5,300 just in elementary in 10 buildings, of which around approximately 4,000 are transported. So anywhere between 75 and 80% of our student population is transported by bus.
I read that it was like approximately 130 routes, between 125 and 130. Has there been a thought amongst, yourself, the board, to say, you know what, they can't do the whole district, but we can do elementary schools? Or we'll do that?
That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, okay.
The hybrid plan is in 3 steps. The first step is elementary, second step is middle, and the third step is high school. So the elementary alone, we have a total student population, K-12, of 11,000, approximately. Our elementary population is approximately around 5,300. So we're looking at around 4,000 approximately of those elementary students to be transported. So that's, as you know, that's a very large number of students.
I've not done the math on this, but wow, 11,000 students at Proctor or in the Utica School District.
In the total district.
And when you look around, you might have more students than the entire rest of the county put together, or close to it. I mean, it's a big number.
That's correct. And what we don't want, and what, I really want everybody to understand, we want the kids to come back to school. The district wants the students back in school, and we've put a great plan together to achieve that, but the critical piece is the transportation piece, and like I said, the math doesn't work, and we're not going to have students waiting for transportation on street corners, especially with winter coming.
Yep.
You're getting sub-zero temperatures because there are not enough buses out there, and they're going to wait for transportation. We just said that's just not acceptable.
Bruce, I'm sorry, we're running out of time. I understand the concern that you just outlined, but if it was phased in anyway, and don't you have enough to start with elementary? Don't they? If they have about approximately 100 drivers, isn't that enough to cover?
No, you got a distance on the buses,
and that's
too.
another good question. But because of the New York State health guidelines that you have to have social distancing in the classroom, we now can only fit a certain number of kids in each classroom and also on the buses. So buses normally can handle up to 66 students. But now with the New York State, with the new guidelines coming out of the health department, we can only put 22 on a bus. So now we're looking at around 127 routes, and that's 22 students per bus per the New York State health guidelines.
But that's the whole district, not just the elementary, correct?
No, it's not. You're confused.
Okay,
That's not correct. Again, we have 11,000 in the district total. We have 5,300 in the elementary. The difference is the secondary. So we're transporting 4,000 elementary students that require transportation out of our total elementary enrollment of 5,300 kids.
Gotcha.
So of that 4,000, are you doing the A and B, the cohort plan? Is that part of your hybrid?
Yes, Bill.
Okay.
We're doing the AB. That's part of the hybrid model that we have to do due to the New York State health guidelines. Like I said earlier, you can only have so many students per classroom. So, of course, we had to go with a hybrid model.
Mm-hmm.
And the hybrid model, in order to get the students into the building and social distance, the masks and all of that, we had to break them down into cohorts, which we did. Our cohorts were all ready. We got all that information to the bus company back in July so they could start routing. And, all I could say is, the math is not there.
Yeah.
There's not sufficient drivers. We're ready to go. We have a letter into them. We want to meet with them. We want to see, they said there were alternatives. We're not aware of any alternatives because none were ever presented. So we're waiting for these alternatives to see. And if it works where students don't have to wait on bus corners for a second bus to come by and pick them up an hour later, then, obviously, there's safety factors and all these other things.
Yep.
So we want to make sure our students are safe when they're being transported.
All right. Bruce, thank you so much. Have a great weekend and good luck out there.